to the PS5 Dualsense controller hands-on that Jeff Keighley had on his show, the Game Awards. We've got Chucks here, we've got Andersinho, aka and Ams as well. We're gonna get straight into it. We've all synced up, we're ready to go. 10 seconds, so yeah, let's just give our live reactions.
Go or 3, 2, 1?
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Wait, I'm not gonna say go though. I'm gonna say go. I'm gonna say gosh. Go. Let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. 10-second cooldown. I think they actually do a PS5 talk as well, so they speak about the PS5. So yeah, let's see what happens. I think it's massive. It looks massive, man.
It looks big.
Yeah, in comparison to
bigger than the PS5.
And that's the thing. I got little
is the
tiny hands, man. I like the PS4 controller because of that.
Because we are going to go hands-on with the PlayStation
I can take
5.
a bigger controller.
Hey guys, it's Jeff Keighley, and this is a special Summer Game Fest stream.
I feel like I'm holding
special year for all of us
controller,
that new consoles are coming out, and a lot of people have wondered what PlayStation 5 is going to play like. A big part of that is the controller and the experience of playing games, especially because this controller is a little different than the traditional DualShock. And I've got that here, my PS4 Pro DualShock. This is a form factor that really has been around since the original PlayStation, in various different forms. There weren't analog sticks back then, but the DualSense introduces a couple new innovations, and having played it here for a couple of hours, I'll kind of summarize those for you before we get into some gameplay.
That makes sense.
Big things that I've noticed
obviously
are
he had to have
active triggers,
hands-on with the PS5
L2 and R2.
if he's playing with the PS5 controller, so yeah.
Kind of pull these down like any controller, but when you're in a game, there's
triggers
the
look
possibility
smooth
to create tension points or haptics inside of these.
What the trigger? Which one? What the R2 and L2?
Yeah. I know.
Pressure from
I don't know. Maybe they're the same size as the PS4.
Or even in an action game,
it's the chin of the controller that makes it look big. It's not curved in anymore.
Actually hit tension points as you pull it down at certain
this controller is hedged.
It
looks like the Xbox 360 one.
A unique sensation.
The arms look the same size. It's the middle is hedged.
Gameplay. The other thing inside of this,
but the arms look wider as well, though.
PlayStation had Rumble for quite some time.
But they look wider and longer.
Add another layer to the experience. It's not just sort of one rumble point. So it's not just kind of on or off. There's the ability to create other sensations, as you'll see in this demo.
This haptic feedback, I don't know, because Nintendo Switch had it.
You'll see what ice feels like, what sand feels like, and different.
Wasn't it?
The other thing that I've noticed is that the speaker in the DualSense, it feels like it has much more range than the PlayStation 4 speaker, and it often directly ties into what's happening.
Utilizing all the party games.
At least in Astro's Playroom, there's much more variety in the types of sounds coming out of the speaker. And I'm sure every game will use it differently or may not use it as much. But at least in this demo, you really do sense that there's a lot going on with the haptics and there's sound that ties into it. And then when you combine that with the Tempest 3D engine in PlayStation 5 for the speakers, the sort of harmony between the controller sound and what's happening in the PlayStation 5 is really, really unique and interesting. So those are the things I noticed in it. Some people have asked also about like, what's the weight of it? What does it feel like?
Let's know that.
Compared to the DualShock for PS4, it definitely weighs a little bit more, but doesn't feel substantially heavier. And if anything, I think it actually has a little more heft to it in a good way, that it feels more structured.
This guy's... He's waffling. He loves PlayStation. Just say that it's heavy, bro.
Let's talk about what we're
I'm not gonna say
today.
that, but
what we're gonna check out.
Just say that it's heavy on that.
Astro's
Like it's actually heavy. Like, he's trying to sugarcoat it. I don't like that.
With the PlayStation 5, it is pre-installed on the system. You don't even have to download it. And it's not just like a
Astro's Playroom comes with it.
Demo.
I just saw that. I just clocked that. It says Jeff's demo. That's kind of cool.
I think the reason we're playing this is because it comes with the system and it really showcases the controller. So Of
I thought
course,
you're gonna have to
everyone
buy
wants to
that.
see
It's good that it comes with the system.
Horizon Forbidden West looks like
PLAYROOM,
the
though,
system.
isn't it?
And this is a demo.
Yeah, it's basically PLAYROOM.
No, but when they demoed it, the Astro's PLAYROOM, it looked like the
haptics,
Astrobot Rescue.
adaptive triggers,
The actual
showcase
they
the
made.
power of the SSD or true graphics horsepower of PS5. So that's all stuff we can look forward to. We've seen those games.
Okay.
At
So this
the
is
event,
gonna.
and they look spectacular. So that's
Show
another
loading
aspect of
times.
PS5 that I'm sure hopefully we'll
I was gonna say it's gonna show us
in the
60
coming
frames
weeks,
and
but right now
the
we're
highest
looking
fidelity
at
Astrobot.
the
on
controller
P-
how
on
to
PS5.
gameplay.
This is next gen,
Astrobot.
boys.
So let's call it up here and go
I'm
hands-on
listening.
live. PS5. I can even hear the sound of my bot walking around.
I think, if I'm being honest, yeah,
Controller.
6 degrees of motion
I'm
as
being
always. Looks like I'm
I
gonna
feel
have
like
to
this is
flick
gonna
up
be
here
very, very
on the
much
pad
a
to
gimmick.
release my bot. And we're in CPU
all the
Plaza. The
stuff
thing
for the
about this
controller.
game, as you will see in this demo,
Maybe
there
not
are a
the
lot of
USB-C.
references to the history
yeah,
of
I'm
the
gonna love that.
PlayStation.
But
So Cooling
maybe
Springs
like
is the
the
area that
triggers.
is open
I feel
on
like the triggers
Jeff's demo
may be
of
the
this
big
game.
thing.
And
I think it
we
will
are
only
going
work in
to
shooters,
jump in
isn't it?
here and just go through
No,
this
no, no, no.
experience
Apparently,
with the bot.
apparently
All right,
there's
so
other
around the beach
things
here,
as
there
well
are beach
that
balls you can play around
take
with.
advantage.
No, I think it'll be utilizing
There
other
are
things,
some
but
bots
only
enjoying
be a
life,
good
sunning
feature for
themselves,
shooters.
bot on vacation here.
Yeah, I
I
guess so,
disrupt them. How
yeah.
rude of me,
Beating up
right?
women, geez.
And then we're gonna
But
head
why
on over
though?
here into this sandstorm created by, I guess,
I
these
know these
CPU
graphics
fans.
don't look that
And
great.
again, when you get
Bruh.
into this environment, static
PS5
here,
boys,
but you
next gen.
hear the crisp sounds of sand coming at you. There's a tension in the controller from going over this
But
sand
we can't hear
environment.
that, Jeff.
And then you
I'm
push
telling you.
further in. Here we are. And look,
To be fair, a lot of people
Rubber
don't like
ducks are
sound
back.
coming out of their DualShocks.
Yeah, I kind of turn it off.
the duck demos. PlayStation 3, I think that was. Rubber ducks. All right, so I have
trying to remember the last game
this
that I
suit, and I'm going
played
to
it. Oh, do you know Shadow of War?
zip him up.
That
This
game
is
is
the
terrible
frog
for that.
suit.
Oh my gosh, it's so
and
loud as well.
This frog suit shows off the
The worst
adaptive
game you can play
controllers.
for the
So I'm going to move my controller left
speaker in
and
the
right.
pad is
And
NBA.
these
Because every time the
adaptive
klaxon
triggers
goes off,
are
shoots a
really,
loud
really cool. And
klaxon
I've
in
never
the house.
felt something like this before
Mm.
in a console controller. As you push down on the controller, there's tension now.
I feel like they're not showing.
It's programmable.
The
One thing
attention
that
sounds nice.
I think
but
is really fun about this demo is it.
Did
it
you have to
makes
show me it
think
with
of
Astro
how
Bot?
these technologies are going to be used.
But
in
it's hard to
other
really
games.
show it,
You
isn't
think
it?
of Ratchet
Unless you,
and Clank. I mean,
it's one of those things you have to feel it.
Similar
Like,
in style
yeah.
to a Ratchet game. So you think of all those crazy.
I can
graphics
see,
that we
like,
saw,
Horizon Zero Dawn.
on the stream.
Every time you pull back your bow,
But
there's
on
a
the bow,
it's
yeah.
control and kind of fun. So now we
I guess
made
with
it
driving
frozen.
games, you can feel the pedal being pushed.
Yeah.
I mean, even like shooting games and all of that. When you release the trigger, you should be able to feel a bit of feedback in
And
your
again,
fingers here.
You see
on the
this
gun.
ice, but you hear a storm literally inside of the DualSense. And
Man is getting bare hype for that speaker. I know that's going to be annoying on a late night gaming session.
here as you
I'm
gonna
these
lose
noises.
this
Straight away.
It's so weird, yeah. So weird
Have you
because
played GTA 4, GTA 5 on this PS4 controller? Oh my days.
Oh, the phone calls. Oh my god.
Oh
Hear
my.
that? Footsteps?
oh man, do you know
Turned
what's,
off
All this
straight
is
away.
coming out of the
do you know what's so
controller.
funny?
They're
Yeah?
putting
Got a
everything in
checkpoint
it.
here. Now this
You know
one,
what's funny? I'm weird.
you actually have to
They're
blow
they're advertising like all this post 3D audio and stuff like that, but then and they're advertising
in
their
this one, you
headphones.
pull back just like a
So
bow and arrow.
are you even going to
almost.
be able to hear what's coming out of your
That's kinda like
controller?
PlayStation
Do you know what I mean? If you're
PlayStation
using those
5.
things, but it is what
Well,
it
I
is.
had a
isn't
lot
it?
of fun playing
I'll
with
definitely get in the
DualSense
headphones, though.
controller and
Yeah.
Webcam.
Astrobot.
I don't know.
And I wanted to get a little more information
I might
on
get,
all
like,
things PlayStation. So joining me
separate
now
ones.
is the worldwide head of marketing at PlayStation, Eric Lempel.
There you
Eric,
go.
how we doing?
Hi Jeff, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I got to go hands on with PS5, which was a nice surprise this week. I was not expecting.
Look at him.
it, but,
He's a little fangirl. Look at him. He's getting shy. He's
Yeah,
blushing.
you're
Oh
one
my
of the first
god.
to actually touch the DualSense outside of the company and
Jesus
developers.
Christ.
You'll definitely be gassed though if you knew that you're getting
It's,
PlayStation 5 stuff
But
early.
I wouldn't be
yeah, I know.
gushing and
Again,
blushing
I'm used to going
on
to,
live,
the
bro.
events and
Like,
playing with everyone, but the fact that I
We
got,
don't know what
got
games
here
he's got,
and
though.
got to play it was
You might be
really
playing
special.
demos
And
of
I have to
Miles
say,
Morales at
after
the moment.
watching the
We never
event
know.
and seeing the games, I was excited,
Maybe.
but the gameplay feels
Doubt
like a
it,
whole
but-
other dimension to the experience, with what's happening with the adaptive triggers and the haptics and everything. So it was one of those things that I was playing Astrobot, but imagining all the other games, how that's going to impact the experience. And one thing I'd heard is that demo or version of it, you guys actually shared with developers initially.
That's true. So what you played is a part of a title called Astro's Playroom. It was in our show a few weeks ago, and it's installed on every PlayStation 5. So
Getting
everyone who buys a
deleted
PlayStation
ASAP.
5 will get this game, and it really shows off a
Gonna
lot
be
of
like
the
the
use of the
YouTube-
platform.
I
swear,
It really
bro.
does a great job
The
of showing all the
YouTube album,
benefits
the
of
YouTube
DualSense
album on.
controller. So
Yeah,
what we
on
did
iPhones.
is early on, we had
wow.
another version of the title that we took around to the developers that were engaged in PlayStation 5
I might play it.
development
Depends how many
and
games
showed
there
them
are.
what was possible
Yeah.
with a title. And it's been a great example, and it's really opened up
It's
people's
probably a good
minds to
family
how
game
they
though,
can
isn't
use
it?
this new
Yeah.
device and really the new features of the controller. But I would say when people
Well, the
get
VR
their
one's really
PlayStation
good,
5,
so
that
if
should
they've
probably be one of the
transferred
first
that.
things they do.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
jump in there and experience this, because as you've seen, it's pretty special.
No,
Still
we've
wanna
been
hit
using the
nice on
same
my controller, man.
similar kind of form factor of DualShock for many, many generations. Obviously, adding analog sticks and rumble and things like that, and the touchpad. But this feels like it's a bit of a redesign, but I really like how it feels in my hands. And I imagine for PlayStation, when you were conceiving a PS5 and Mark Cerny
He's
was
loving it.
architecting it, I imagine the controller and a lot of those innovations were kind of right there at the beginning as something that you wanted to put into the system.
It's true. As we've said many times with PlayStation 5, it's a brand new generation, and we believe in generations.
The shade.
So we want to evolve every part of the experience.
Shade.
And
Because
the
Xbox are
controller
saying,
is really the most intimate part of the
yeah,
experience.
we want
It's
to.
the extension of
We
the
don't want
player.
anyone left behind.
So,
We're still
we've
going to
thought a lot
support
about this.
Xbox
One
One
of the
X
things we
and
could have
PS5.
done is just
and
iterate
S.
on the DualShock. We've done that for many
She
years.
said, nah, man.
The gamers absolutely
Don't sound
love
like
the
profit to
DualShock. They
us.
tell us it's the best controller we've ever made, the latest edition. But we thought, no, let's go a step further. Let's see how a new
It'd be
generation
disappointing
can
if it
express
wasn't,
a
to
whole
be
new
fair.
feeling. And that's where the
I don't
DualSense
even know
came
if it
about.
is
So
because
early on, it was
it's going to
a
be
plan
graphically.
to evolve the
Yes,
experience.
kind of.
And there are many parts of that experience, but this is
We'll have to see.
a really unique part that truly
Well,
takes a step
gameplay
forward in
wise.
gaming.
No, just
You mentioned you
everything-wise.
believe in generations. I guess
Because
it's a bit of a controversial opinion to some
Following
people
wise,
about this
nothing's
idea
going to
that
beat the PS2.
generations are going to
Yeah.
sort of
What was
break with
that?
the
What was the
past,
PS2?
right? And
How many did
I
it
wanted
sell?
you to maybe talk a bit about that, because it
200
does
million?
seem like that's like
Jesus
a cardinal sort of
Christ.
virtue of the PlayStation
And
promise, is
even-
that there is this sort of
It's just a
break from
golden
the
era of
past, a new
gaming where there was
generation
still
with
low
a new
tier,
console
mid-tier,
games
and high-tier
optimized
games
for that
that could all
system
be good.
versus
That
kind of
doesn't
working
happen
across
Everything has to be top-tier
multiple
games.
devices and multiple generations. Can you maybe
Cheaper
give us a little
budgets
bit
and all
more
that
perspective on the controller being a part of that? But
But
that
to be honest, I
view,
think
which
rightly
is
so, man.
obviously
If you spend
counter, we've seen
50,
Xbox
£60 on
something
a game,
different around that.
I'm not
Why is
spending
that
£60 for something mediocre.
as
Well,
well?
No, but then the mid-tier games would be like
architecture of PlayStation 5.
£40.
Well,
Yeah.
specifically for us,
So they'll be a
big
bit cheaper.
pillar-
yeah, that's
on
fine.
PS2.
I can take that.
It's a pillar of Sony.
I can take that if it's
Corporation,
cheaper.
also
But
a
if it's
pillar of the
50, 60
PlayStation
pound,
company.
no.
No, they can't charge
You know,
full price if
we
they're
are
making a
always
double
trying
A
to
game.
push the boundaries.
Mm.
That'll be
We push the
childish.
boundaries of play. That's what we say internally.
Unless
we
it's
want to
EA.
excite
EA do what
gamers.
they want.
We want to deliver new experiences. So as we go into a new piece of hardware, it really has to check the box on a lot of different areas to fulfill those promises. And we a lot of developers about this.
Why
we've
does it
gone
feel
out
like
there,
our
we
webcams are better than
talk to
theirs?
people about what they want
Yes.
These men are millionaires.
next generation
What's going
console.
on?
And really to do that, you've got to deliver a
They're
lot.
millionaires
And
because they
I
don't
think
spend
what's
no
really
money on internet. That's
unique
why.
about the DualSense is that it plays into
That's
another
the
one of your
difference.
senses. But we're covering a lot of the senses with PlayStation 5. I mean, first and foremost, I'd say in gaming, for the history of gaming, the first sense is seeing. It's all the visuals. It's the graphics. And naturally, with every generation, the graphics improve. And with PlayStation 5, we're taking a leap forward there. And then there's sound, and we're introducing a
waffling.
new form
Gaming
of 3D
for
audio.
the last
which
two
will be
generations has covered
really
three
powerful,
senses.
no matter what.
It hasn't
you're
increased
playing,
it
no matter
unless
how
you
you're
can
playing.
eat while playing.
And then the next piece is
And it
touch.
improves the
And
game.
touch has been around for a while. We've had force feedback, of course. We've had different types of force feedback and rumble in the DualShock, but this takes that to a whole new level. Similar to what gamers have expected from other
Being able to
generational
smell
chips.
the game.
This brings it to a whole new place.
Smell Last of Us
It's
2.
haptic feedback. these adaptive
you
dynamic
see on
triggers,
this
something no one's
generation
ever
on the
experienced
PS4,
before,
any
and it
of the
really brings you
new
closer to the game. And
controller
the
features, did you
biggest
use any of them
joy for
or
us
think
is
like,
putting this in
oh,
the hands of
this made a
developers.
big
No,
difference?
I
Because
can't even
compared
remember
to
what they
developers
are
wanna
except the
push
touchpad.
the
What else is
technology
The
there?
light.
as it goes.
And
The
the
light.
Light's the only one I
to
use.
tell stories.
Yeah,
That's 'cause
it was
that's
really
forced in a
bring
lot of
gamer
games.
into their worlds. And
Yeah,
we
it's
believe,
just it's nothing, man.
all of these
It's
things
just the
combined, as well
marketing
as all the other great
play, but
PS5
it's nothing.
features we
Yeah.
spoke
You
about
use the
really lead
audio
to a
port's
next
only thing you
generation
really use.
experience.
No,
And
I
in
don't use
many
it for
cases,
anything.
we can't
The
take
audio
everybody
ports.
with us
It-
from
The
like
mic-
the one on your pad
consoles
to
into that
plug your
experience.
headset
You
in.
need new hardware.
It's the only one people use,
you need
really.
new devices to experience what
The
these
touchpad has
developers
been
want
used in
to
some
experience.
games.
And I imagine,
Yeah, they used it in a lot of games, but a lot of the time it was like literally, we need to add it
pipeline stops
somehow.
there, but there's
So
a new set of
let's get you to
experiences that would
swipe on the
be
thingy, innit?
exclusive
Yeah.
to PS5.
Like
It
The
was
Last
quick
of Us, the
menus.
guitar.
Exactly.
Days
PlayStation
Gone.
4
That was useful.
is a big part
Yeah.
of everything we do, and it will continue to be a big part of everything we do. There's
That's what
a
all they
lot
should
more
be,
to come on
quick
PlayStation
menus.
4. I think most recently we're seeing, some of the greatest titles this generation have released in recent weeks, but that will continue. And again,
Good game so far.
PlayStation 5 is the next generation product.
back
but
in
again,
his
we've got
games.
a lot to come for people.
I
on
can't lie,
PlayStation 4. Still
the amount
a
of
ton
frame
of
dropping I've been seeing, I don't know if it's because I'm using
When I
a
was
base
playing
PS4,
Astros, one of the
but it
things
is
that
mad.
my mind
Yeah,
started
it's
racing with
a
was
bit nuts. I
thinking
can't
how
lie.
this is
Especially
gonna apply to a
really
game
bad,
like Ratchet,
honestly.
sort of, similar
Yeah.
gameplay
I don't want to say
style,
it
but with
because it's gonna
the
seem like I'm
audio,
a
the
hater, but
speaker in the
yeah,
DualSense
it's pretty bad.
haptics
It's
and the
pretty
adaptive
bad.
Yeah,
triggers.
it's
And I'm
One
I didn't know
feature
you were
we haven't
using a
talked
base
much about is
PS4.
the
I thought you had a PS4 Pro.
SSD
Yeah.
and sort of
No, I'm using the old
on
one.
the
Yeah.
device, and how that's going to allow a lot of interesting things. And when I saw the event in June,
I
that
refuse to
Ratchet
drop down to
trailer just blew
1080.
me away with like jumping between those worlds.
I've
so
never
quickly.
enabled performance mode.
And could you maybe talk a bit
Mhm.
about like that feature, which I didn't really, Astro's not a game I think that really is right, needs the SSD to function the way it is.
They should have.
Can you talk a bit about the SSD and how that's going to impact the
So they should have
experience?
given him a demo for
Sure. And this ties
I don't
back
even think this
nicely
is
to your
anywhere near
question about
finished.
generations.
I think
Because
that what they
when
showed
you
is
look at a
pretty
game
much
like
what
Ratchet,
they've made.
we've talked about a lot of different features today. As you mentioned,
It's supposed to be
you
coming
haven't
out this year,
mentioned
though, no?
SSD.
No,
That
I
is
don't think
another
so.
thing that will
Holiday,
make the whole gaming experience
Holiday
different and make
2020.
it better. But it also allows the developers to do new things. It isn't just about faster loading time. And you take a great developer like Insomniac, and they found a way to say, okay, look, here's a game
Put a shirt on
that could
for this.
only be made on PlayStation 5. On this
He's just
generation,
wearing
using this
boxes underneath,
technology.
innit?
A lot of what you saw
I
on the
was
show,
saying that
jumping
boxes and a
through
wife beater.
those different
He
worlds
said, "Oh, I got this stupid
instantly,
interview."
just
Oh,
jumping
I've got a
in
shirt.
most cases. And it needs new hardware. It needs new power. So that's something we're looking forward to. I mean, all of these things come together. You combine that with 3D audio, with a controller, ray tracing. I mean, these are great experiences, and these developers know how to harness
Ray
every piece of
tracing.
those.
These games,
every piece of
man.
those features
I
to
feel
really
like
bring
it's
you
all
a
just
new
marketing,
experience.
bro.
And that really speaks to what next
Yeah,
gen
it
is.
is.
So that Ratchet
Ray
game,
tracing. These
I
guys.
think you notice the difference here in driving games and,
change the kind
like
of
you said,
the
like using a
architecture and the
bow and
gameplay
arrow
of
and
it.
stuff like that. But I think
You
for
would
the
have
most
to
part,
change
that
it. You would have to change the
Yeah.
way
I
the
think
game
sports
works.
games are the
Just-
big
It would be a
one.
different experience.
You see a
According
difference.
to everything that
yeah,
Insomniac have told us, this
Maybe.
And
hardware
then once the
allows
exclusives
them
start
to
coming up,
deliver on this vision. They could not make it. If they did, it would just be different. You would be playing a different type of game. And
I think Miles Morales
experience
is going to show it when they do
Yeah,
that
no, I
and
have to say,
Spider-Man
after
PS4 side by
playing
side.
with the
Yeah.
It'll show
controller,
the difference.
DualSense, and the experience, I
As
definitely
in
got a
what?
sense of where you're taking things.
The difference in like
moving forward, and
everything,
let's
like,
talk a bit about that because you guys had the
ray
big
tracing,
event, so many
the
great titles,
graphics quality, the
The
animations.
ray
Gamers are
tracing
very
isn't
excited
going to be
about
anything.
PS5. I think we saw even this week there were rumors
For being
that
Makes a
honest,
difference.
pre-orders were
it's-
happening and the Twitter lit up.
To
I
the
don't know where these
polish
rumors
overall.
start, but I have to
When
ask.
you
Ray
add it with
tracing
the
is
other
very
stuff,
difficult
Are you about to
to
press the button now for
implement.
pre-orders? Like, when can we expect
Yeah.
to get our PS5?
It's very and it's
No,
very
definitely
taxing.
not.
Oh, yeah,
We
hold
don't
on,
know
hold
what
on.
happened.
Well, it was,
We had nothing to
pre-orders
do with it. I
was
got
saying.
a
Yeah.
message from someone saying people are lining up
Jeff
at
Keighley
stores,
asked the
and we
good
had no
questions,
idea
though,
why.
but-
So I think it's safe to say, for all of your viewers, we'll let you know when pre-order
this
will
guy,
happen.
man,
We will let
just-
you know. It's not going to happen with a minute's notice. We're going to, at some point, let you know when you can pre-order a PlayStation 5. So please don't feel like you have to go run
That's
out
some
and
politician
line up
answer.
anywhere until you receive
Take your
official
stupid
notice
shirt
on
off
how
and go
that
back
all
to your
works. So,
sitting in your wife beater, man.
how that has to
Done nothing good
What's
for
else
this.
though? So-
Well, but look, I mean, as a marketer, I'm sure it's great to see there's that much anticipation for your product.
Oh yeah, no. Look, we absolutely love all of the PlayStation fans, and we're thrilled that they're
No, you
excited
don't.
about
You
this
don't even know I
product.
exist.
And
Stop
again,
saying
with this
that.
product, we're trying to bring them experiences they didn't think were possible.
5 minutes,
And,
Tony gets a call.
You're one of the first people to experience that. I'm glad you had the experience that you did, because that's what we're hoping to get out of this. And unfortunately, given the current situation in the world, we would love to be out there having gamers start to touch the product. We would have done that in normal years. We can't do that. So it's really hard. I know a lot of people watching this, and they're going to really wonder, like, what are they talking about?
They're going to be angry at me saying, why did he get one?
Why did Jeff get to do it? But I think it's really hard to describe. I mean, you've heard us talk about this, but now you've gone through the experience, and you can see it's different.
One thing I wanted to ask you about, you and I have known each other for a long time, and I'm excited that you're in this worldwide role for PlayStation now to kind of unify messaging around the world. And there was a new tagline for PlayStation that showed up in the event in June, which I think was the first time.
No, but not E3.
Maybe tell us a bit about this new
I don't know.
They
would have put it in like
for PlayStation.
Certainly, and thanks for noticing.
What's that place called? The Stratford
bit of the show.
I can't remember what it's called.
The show was this
Westfield. They wouldn't maybe put it in like Westfield.
And
you can go play it there.
As you said, we've known each other a long time, and you've known how the PlayStation organization was structured.
We should go to EGX when it comes back.
We were really separate.
I ain't
groups
going
around
anywhere.
The world that all worked together and laddered up
this year.
And in recent
It'll probably
years,
be
we started
summer next year.
globalize,
EGX
and
comes
we've
back.
seen great benefits from that
Even
in
then,
many parts of the
I'll be
organization.
too scared.
And so another part of this was the marketing piece. And really, if you look at great brands around the world, they all feel similar, or at least to a great degree similar. And a part of that is the global brand line. And these lines, if they're good, they stand the test of time, and they stick with the brand for a long time. So this was a hard job for the team. We went back and we looked at this, and we thought, what type of line would really satisfy the world and at the same time live up to our ambition as a company, as a brand? And that was play has no limits. That's what we believe. And there's many different ways to interpret it, so I'm going to leave it to all the viewers to interpret it the way they like. But for us, it is really about speaking to innovation and speaking about new experiences that you can have with PlayStation that you never expected.
I just realized the name is trash.
Really, it's how we push ourselves.
What's that?
We don't
Dualsense,
constrain
they're
ourselves.
pushing it
we want
as
to push the limits of gaming all the time.
Satisfying
right
free
up
senses,
to
but
the end of everything we
it's
do.
called
We're
Dualsense.
constantly pushing to deliver something new.
That's a
something
trash
best
name.
in class. And I'm excited about this, because I would say, Jeff, you've been around the industry for a very long time.
I feel like they haven't told us anything new today.
All of the PlayStation taglines
that's PlayStation
past
for you.
generation around the world.
I feel like they're just getting,
because there were a ton of
they're just getting this
I was
news
gonna
out
say, I know greatness awaits.
just to
beyond that, it's like
kind of derail and take the attention away from
them,
Xbox
and
the
that's
event
why we
comes.
really wanted to get this together.
Which is
And
good.
of course,
It's
the
a
line
good
would
back
be
and forth.
localized.
for the players, I think, or something in the UK.
I
maybe?
don't like the back and forth because neither of them are revealing prices till the other one does.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to they're just gonna charge our accounts. So they're gonna
Let's get one line.
This is gonna see money come out.
You're
So you're like, what console?
You're just gonna see an email. Yeah, check your account. Check your account. That's how much it is.
We made 5 payments and then paid you back a few different
there's
times.
a lot of
I don't know
love
how
for
much it
PlayStation
costs.
and what you guys have teased us with PS5 this year. I think it's been such an interesting rollout of, you never know when something's going to pop up on Twitter, or the box art itself was sort of like trending when you put out the Miles box.
Stop
So
smiling, man.
who knows what's next? I can't let you go without everyone online wants to know about, like, are we going to get other colors of controllers or consoles?
Please,
I imagine
please,
for
please.
launch, it's like
Say that
hard
at
enough to
least.
get one out, but is that on the roadmap?
We'll talk about it at some
Okay, that's yes. All right, cool. Thank you. Thanks. No. That's yes. That's yes. That's yes. That's yes. That's yes. That's yes. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm happy
I
with that.
wanted to confirm.
Right. Well,
You'll
we
get
know
a
there'll
black
be
and red
2 of
one at
them, all
launch.
digital
That's an
one as
L.
well, coming out, and
I'm
we
happy
are
with that.
excited
Look at the guy's
to,
smile. That's a yes.
see
All
what's in
right, I'm
store
happy.
for
I'm happy.
PlayStation. I'm sure
I'm
there are more
happy.
surprises, but yeah, it's an exciting year for the
He's
industry.
just smiling
that
because
these
he's
new
thinking
consoles are
about the
coming out.
fact
I
he's
never
in
thought there'd be
boxes.
a
No one
console
knows.
launch in the middle of this. With I would never think my first hands-on would be in my own place with a PS5 controller, but I'll take it. And they quickly took it away, so I don't even have it anymore. So we'll check it out again. Hopefully this holiday
Took it away
season.
from him straight away.
Eric Lempel, great to have you with us, and thanks for giving us a little bit of hope and excitement this year about PS5. I think it's all something we need, and we look forward to playing it later this year.
Thanks, Jeff. It was great speaking with you as always.
Okay, so there it is. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, guys? Man. Yeah, it kind of was, but I don't know. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I expect it. I'll go
pointless, honestly. No, I think it was pointless, to be honest. Like, everything we've heard today, we already knew about, kind of thing. So there was literally nothing new. All these showed us gameplay of the Astro bot game or whatever. But really and truly, like, all of us could have guessed that, oh, if you hold R2 for a bit longer, you're going to start feeling it in your finger or something like that. So, yeah, they showed literally nothing today. Literally.
Do you know what they could have done, yeah? And what would have been more exciting? They could have shown, like, any game that is coming out like this year or at launch with the PS5, like, got an indie game even that is taking advantage of the controller, and it would have been more exciting. Like, people would have been talking about it more, because this is where it is.
Astro Bot is.
No, but come on, man, this is look at what we're looking at. Or what I'm looking at, freaking this Astro Bot. No, it's not what it is. What they needed to show. Like, if they showed like Kana or something with the bow and arrow, maybe that game's gonna take advantage of it. I don't know. But if they did something like that, showed a bit of gameplay of that, showed I don't know what other games there were. But yeah, something. I think it would have been more interesting than what it was.
But it's one of those things.
Your microphone.
Show us.
While he's doing that, go on. As well, you're gonna say?
Oh, it was worse than the Stadia one. It's a massive error. They didn't show us anything.
Which is shocking. Like, you don't know how bad that means. That means
at least
that
Stadia showed us stuff that was new, or that we may not have been expecting. I think they did just basically, it was Jeff Keighley bragging about being able to touch it, but we can't. That's what I felt from it.
Pretty much, yeah. That's yeah. This Summer Games Fest hasn't been too great on Jeff Keighley, but yeah. And then, what are your thoughts? If your mic has been fixed now? No, I can't hear you. But yeah, we'll probably. Yeah, I think we'll probably just call it as that. Kind of a waste of time. And Stadia is better than PS5, apparently. We'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take that. Oh, man. But yeah, there you go. We'll catch you on the next live stream. We're going to come out with a news video later on today, so check in for that. And we'll catch you next time.
Podcast this weekend.
Yeah, the podcast this weekend as well. There's a lot of news coming out, so we'll catch you then. Take care.